Hey, what's going on, everybody? Gonna hit you with a quick 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and do this.
You're now listening to the Kurt Maggs Radio Show here on the Key Witness Media Network.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Kurt Maggs representing the Kurt Maggs Radio Show, also the Key Witness Media Podcast. How's everybody doing today? Yes. Hey. Getting ready to go ahead and do our thing here. I just want to be able to drop off something this week. It's a serious matter. It's sort of serious. It can be a little bit of comedy put into it, but it's actually a serious matter. Talking to someone on the other day, we were talking about homeless people, and they were making comments about, hey, there's a guy that they wanted to help out. Seen him every day, and every time he goes back, goes to work, when he gets out, guy always throws up the peace sign to him, and he always gives him some change and all that. And a few times that he's waiting at the light, the guy will come up to the car, and they'll have a small talk because the light is a little bit long, a couple of minutes long. So they have a small talk, and I guess this has been going on for about a year. And he was telling me about it, and he said, hey, man, you know what? I think I'm going to take that guy out to eat. I said, oh, okay. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea, but, you got a right to do whatever you want. So he said, well, what's the problem? I said, well, let me tell you a quick story. Said, I knew a guy. He decided that been seeing this guy a long time, and the guy looks friendly. Looked like he may have hit on hard times. He was homeless. And he said, hey, I'm going to invite this guy over for barbecue. He wasn't going to let him inside the house or nothing. He said, just go out there, had a nice big picnic table and nice big backyard. He said, I'm going to entertain this guy. He said, I know this guy. I would like to get to know him better besides just putting change and giving him a couple of bucks and trying to help him out. Try to find out where he came from. What's going on with him? How did he get to this point? So he said he sits back and pulls up toward him and said, hey, man, what you doing? I said, not doing nothing, man. Just trying to make it. I said, okay. He said, hey, man, why don't you come on over for barbecue, man? The guy said, hey, man, he said, that's a good idea. He said, I sure will come over for barbecue. Thank you. He said, come on, get on in the car, man. So he said, he gets in the car, and a couple of people are looking around at him from their car, looking at him like, wow, what is going on here? He said, what is this guy up to? So he said, he driving through the neighborhood, and guy's like, oh, wow, this is a very nice neighborhood. He said, I appreciate you inviting me over for something to eat, a hot meal. He said, it's some long days that could be standing on that corner. He said, man, I've been seeing you here for a while, man. He's like, I just wanted to reach out to you. Just wanted to get to know you, man. Sometimes see if anything I can do to help you get to that point that you can turn your life around. And I'm going to say this, that was a good gesture. Because I think we're all supposed to do that, because you really don't know where somebody coming from. So he said they gently pulls up in the driveway, and the homeless guy says, hey, man, I appreciate you really doing this for me, man. He said he glanced over at him. He said the guy looked like he was about to tear up. He said, man, no problem. He said, we supposed to do this, man. They bumped fists and was like, I appreciate it, man. He was like, okay. So they get ready to get out the car, and Guy said, he said, come on out, man. He said, matter of fact, he said, I'm going to just take you straight to the back. He said, you can go ahead and get out. I'm going to go ahead and get the grill, get the coals and everything ready. I've already told my wife what's going on. He said to get ready to get out. He said he's walking, closes his door, and he said as soon as he gets around to the front end of his car, the homeless guy pulls out a knife on him. He said, oh my. He said, what's going on, man? He said he's looking in the guy's eyes, man. He's like, they're like real bloodshot. He said, hey, man, he's like, what's wrong? He said, what you want to do with me, man? He said, nothing. I'm just trying to feed you, bro. Just trying to feed you, bro. He said, no, man. He's like, you up to something. He said, I ain't got nothing. He said, man, I just want to feed you, bro. He said the closer he got to him, he said the guy lunged at him with the knife. Oh, my God. What is wrong with this picture, man? He said, okay. He said, you know what, man? He said, just calm down. Just calm down. He said, they're literally running around the car. Guy, he's in the front, the guy's on the back. He said, thank God the guy was a little slow. He said, man, I got to really get out of this situation. Now, his wife doesn't know. She's inside and has no idea what's going on. None. She doesn't know that she's about to lose her husband to a homeless man, and she probably was going to get on his case for doing it anyway. But he said while he's running around the car, he's yelling, hey, man, cool out, cool out, cool out. He said finally the next door neighbor hears all of this noise going on. So he said the next door neighbor calls the police and calls his house to let his wife know, hey, your husband's out there being chased by the homeless guy that we see every day going down the street. Yeah, he's got him in his house. I don't know what's going on. So his wife comes out. She's yelling at him, hey, leave my husband alone. You know, don't do this to him and don't hurt him and this and that. Probably about a good 6 or 7 minutes later, the police pull up and they get out there. They got their hands on their guns. The guns about to draw them. And he runs over there to the police, my buddy. So the homeless man is just standing there. He said, officer, this guy tried to do something to me. He said, he kept telling me he's trying to feed me, but I know better than that. He tried to get me in that backyard. So the officers are like, hey, just calm down. And after talking and straightening everything out, they're all talking and they come to a resolve. And the police said, okay, you know, everybody just go home. We're going to take the homeless man back to where he was at. He said the whole time that he's talking to the police, his wife is looking at him like, what is your problem? Boy, I want to talk about you like a dog. So he said, hey, never again will I ever help him. And to find out that the homeless man had some severe mental issues and no one in the family, no one, you know, friends or anything wanted to really deal with it because he was pretty much gone. I guess medication and things like that didn't help him. And I don't think he was probably properly diagnosed. So the moral of this story, if you don't know where somebody's coming from, don't attempt to do it yourself. Because you don't know. Don't do that. It's just total craziness. But I just wanted to throw something at y'all. I know I said 5 minutes. It looks like I'm going to be hitting about 10 minutes. So peace and God bless. This is Kurt Maggs signing out. Peace. And we love you.
You're now listening to the Key Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs.